First at noon, it is a first alert weather day. Here's a live look outside at Hilo, where it is overcast and rainy. We have a flood watch in effect through this afternoon for the main Hawaiian Islands that could bring heavy rains and thunderstorms, just like we saw over the weekend. Now, this viewer video taken yesterday near Pearl Ridge shows some flashes of light in the sky. And take a look at this. A camera caught the perfect moment near the Wailupe stream in Ainahaina. Our Drew Davis joins us now with the latest on what's happening outside and what we can expect. Drew?
Aloha, Ashley. We still have that flood watch up again through this afternoon alongside a flood advisory that's up over the eastern half of Hawaii Island. That's going to continue until 2 p.m. The flood watch continues through Monday afternoon, but we're still expecting some wet weather throughout Tuesday and Wednesday. A quick look outside on our first alert radar and satellite. I want to show you what's going on out there because you can still see a lot of rainfall. The actual low is still off to the northwest of the island chain. Is going to continue dipping further southward, but we're tracking some showers moving in towards Puna and Volcano. Also over in Hilo, where we're taking a look at the live cam. A little bit drier over the leeward side of the island. Still seeing some sprinkles out there. Some showers over on windward Maui, but overall relatively dry over parts of Maui County. A few sprinkles out there. And then Oahu, we've seen most of the showers focused along the Kahoolawe mountain range. It's just been cloudy over the windward side of the island and drier over the leeward. Moving over to Kauai, we're still seeing thunderstorms off to the southwest of the Garden Isle, getting closer to Ni'ihau out there. The actual low is going to continue moving closer to Kauai, but it is going to keep most of the moisture off to the southwest. So lighter rainfall expected throughout Tuesday. The flood watch ends this afternoon. I'll give you a full breakdown of that coming up.
Sounds good, Drew. Thank you. And some of that weather is causing some heavy traffic in West Oahu for drivers leaving Waianae. Crews are working to clear Farrington Highway after emergency pole repairs. According to Area State Representative Darius Kila, this is not scheduled road work. He says the pole is unstable due to recent weather conditions and poses a safety risk to homes and drivers. There are repairs, those repairs are complete, and Kila asked drivers to use caution in the area. If you're heading to Kapolei, we're told you can save some time by taking Pa'akea Road. Captured Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro and his wife entered a not guilty plea during their arraignments this afternoon inside a federal courthouse in New York City. They face charges related to drug trafficking. Jared Hill is outside the courthouse with more.
In shackles and prison garb, deposed Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro appeared in Manhattan federal court. "I'm innocent. I am not guilty. I am a decent man," he said through an interpreter, adding, "I am the constitutional president of my country." Sitting with his wife, Celia Flores, they each pleaded not guilty to 4 federal charges, including conspiracy to import cocaine and machine guns and conspiracy to commit narco-terrorism. Outside, hundreds of demonstrators gathered, some arguing against U.S. action in Venezuela, others celebrating Maduro's removal. U.S. forces captured the pair in Caracas early Saturday morning. President Trump expressed complete confidence in the move.
The case is infallible.
Maduro hired attorney Barry Pollock, who defended WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange. Legal analysts say that he could try one key argument to get this case thrown out.
Well, Maduro's defense is certainly going to argue that he gets absolute immunity as a head of state.
David Ehrenberg, a former state attorney in Florida, says while the legality of Maduro's capture will be debated in Congress and the United Nations, in the courtroom, it won't matter.
The law is clear that the manner in which a defendant is brought before a court does not strip the court of its power to try the defendant. The judge is not going to let Maduro go free because the arrest involved cruise missiles.
Maduro and his wife agreed to remain in custody, but Maduro's attorney hinted at a future bail application. Jared Hill, CBS News, New York.
Meantime, a group of Venezuelans gathered in Waikiki over the weekend to express their support for Maduro's removal from power. Annalisa Burgos has their response to those who are criticizing the action.
Venezuelan immigrants celebrated a free Venezuela Sunday morning at the Duke Kahanamoku statue in Waikiki. They rallied for a swift and peaceful transition after the U.S. ousted Venezuelan dictator Nicolas Maduro.
We Venezuelans are happy and grateful for what happened, although it is unfortunate the way it happened. but it was the only way. We have protested and been on the streets and fighting for so many years, in 2014, 2017, 2021, and the latest one in 2024, when we legitimately won a presidential election.
And I'm so happy that Trump made the decision to capture Maduro and his wife. For the same time, and I agree that he did not recognize Maria Corina Machado and Edmundo González Urreta. They are the ones that won the election in July 28, 2024. They're the original legit government of my country.
Many Venezuelans who fled their homeland under the Maduro regime and his predecessor, Hugo Chavez, say they're hopeful this marks an end to more than 25 years of political persecution and an economic crisis that destroyed their country. They challenged critics of the U.S. intervention in Venezuela who call it illegal.
They never see people go to the hospital and die in the door because it's not medicine, it's not doctor, it's not supplement, it's not supply. They did not see anytime you go to the street, people die in the street because they don't have nothing to eat.
This is not an invasion. It was just a clean extraction of an illegal narco-terrorist that is now facing justice.
Demonstrators say they accept U.S. control as a way of restoring democracy, but want Trump to free Venezuela's political prisoners and remove other Maduro officials they say are tied to narco-terrorism, including Vice President, now interim President, Delcy Rodriguez.
This is not about being Democrat or Republican or if you like or dislike a U.S. president. This is about what is right, what is truth, about justice, and about the freedom that we as Venezuelans deserve, and about the hope to see a new future. We're cautiously optimistic because there is still a lot of work to do.
Annalisa Burgos,
Venezuela libre! Viva Venezuela! Venezuela libre!
Hawaii News Now.
New details on a deadly chain reaction crash on the H-1 that killed a 26-year-old man. It happened at around 8 last night near the Makakilo off-ramp. You can see the westbound lanes were blocked off for the investigation. Now we learned the man who died was changing a tire. Police say it started when a driver lost control, hit multiple vehicles in the shoulder lane. One of those vehicles hit the victim and another 24-year-old man. That man was rushed to the hospital in critical condition. The driver was not hurt and stayed at the scene. It's not believed he was speeding or intoxicated. Hawaii Island police are investigating the death of a woman who was punched while she was in her vehicle. She's been identified as 40-year-old Leah Bannister of Curtistown on Hawaii Island. Police found Bannister unresponsive in an SUV outside a home Saturday night. The investigation determined that Bannister had been in a fight with several people earlier. Now, after that, she allegedly drove toward a child and a man and hit a parked car that had 2 children inside. Police say a 38-year-old man then punched her while she was still inside the SUV. She was later pronounced dead at the hospital. The suspect was taken into custody but has been released pending investigation. A change of plea tomorrow expected for the man accused in a road rage attack in Kaka'ako. The Star Advertiser reports that Nathaniel Radamak is expected to plead guilty to first-degree unauthorized entry into a motor vehicle and 2 counts of third-degree assault. He had pleaded not guilty last May. Radamak is accused of assaulting an 18-year-old woman and her mother after they exchanged words with him for speeding past their parked car in Kaka'ako last May. Radamak has a criminal history. He was convicted in Southern California for several other road rage incidents. He is wanted in California for violating parole, and because of that, he cannot be released on bail in Hawaii. New at noon, Hawaiian Airlines has announced a more than $600 million investment plan to modernize its infrastructure and improve the guest experience. Under its Kahoolawe Hawaii investment plan, starting this year through the year 2029, major airport renovations will include lobbies, gates, and amenities at Honolulu, Lihue, Kahului, Kona, and Hilo airports. Hawaiian will also launch an updated app and website this spring that it says will simplify travel planning and booking with self-service features like changing flights.
The plan includes investments of more than $600 million over the next 5 years to modernize airport spaces, aircraft cabins, and technology for both guests and employees, expanding loyalty benefits for Hawaii residents, and continuing our deep investment in community and sustainability statewide.
We're pushing to make this not a place that you gotta come to and sit at for your flight, but a place that you get to come to experience before your connections. This is where we wanna go with Hawaii.
Hawaiian will also be upgrading its fleet of wide-body Airbus A330s with new seats, carpets, and lighting. And residents who are members of its Huaka'i loyalty program will also be offered enhanced rewards and exclusive benefits. Well, federal health officials scaled back the number of vaccines recommended for children. Details ahead on This Is Now. Plus, as flu cases are rising nationwide, what you need to know to keep you and your family healthy. Welcome back. Federal health officials are now recommending fewer vaccines for children. The CDC says children should get vaccines for 11 diseases instead of 18. Senior health department officials say they aim to restore trust in public health after the COVID-19 pandemic, while other health officials say parents can still follow previous vaccine recommendations. Meanwhile, a spike in flu cases is reported as millions of Americans head back to school and work after the holiday season. Hospitals nationwide are reporting a significant uptick. Emily Ikeda has the details.
With the holidays in the rearview mirror and millions heading back to school and work this morning, health experts now warning of what is circulating amid their return.
My whole family getting the flu was not on my bucket list for 2026.
Driven by a mutated H3N2 variant, which some have dubbed the super flu, infections are flaring nationwide. 29 states are seeing high or very high flu-like activity even before all of those holiday gatherings, according to the CDC.
We're seeing high fever, sore throat, cough, body aches.
Northwell's Dr. Jennifer Goebel says with this flu, patients are sicker for longer.
We're just seeing more cases, which is creating more volume, which is creating busier EDs.
New York State just reported its highest number of flu hospitalizations in a week on record. And across the country, the CDC estimates more than 80,000 people have been hospitalized amid this brutal flu season. Influencer Paul J. Kim recently opening up about the death of his 5-year-old son.
He got influenza, a really insane case of the flu, and it caused him to go septic.
Last week, officials in Kentucky and Ohio reported their first pediatric flu deaths of the season, while some hospitals in Maryland and North Carolina are ramping up precautions, adding new protocols in the new year, including masking and limiting visitors. The surge of sickness sending hundreds to their local pharmacies like this one.
We're going through tons of Tamiflu, the pills, the liquids, the antibiotics with that.
Experts say, in addition to the flu vaccine, the best way to protect yourself is to clean your hands and surfaces frequently. Try to avoid touching your eyes, nose, or mouth, and use air purifiers or bring in fresh outside air until the season of winter viruses wanes.
And that's Emily Ikeda reporting. Activists are celebrating the 50th anniversary of the movement to stop the military's bombing of Kahoolawe. Yesterday marked the milestone of 1976 when 9 activists landed on the island in an effort to stop the target practice. Now that goal was achieved 4 years later, and since then the Protect Kahoolawe Ohana was born, spearheading restoration efforts. The organization has brought more than 50,000 people to the island to help plant native plants, monitor cultural sites, and participate in traditional ceremonies. We have a list of events to celebrate the movement's 50th anniversary on our website.
And stick around. Coming up after the break, we've got your full first alert weather forecast. A flood watch continues up throughout this afternoon, may be extended into Tuesday. The details coming up. Happy Monday, everybody, and Happy New Year. Here's what we're tracking in our First Alert weather forecast. Again, today is a First Alert weather day. We've got a flood watch up through this afternoon. Strong gusty winds out there expected today, and winter storm warnings up for the summits of Hawaii Island. Let's just take a look at all the number of alerts. If you've been to the National Weather Service website today, you have seen how many alerts that are up. There's a lot. A flood watch up through this afternoon. A flood advisory currently up for the eastern half of Hawaii Island until 2 p.m. And then also a winter storm warning for the summits of Mauna Kea and Mauna Loa until 6 a.m. on Tuesday morning. You might have seen the awesome pictures of the snowfall up there. Let's just take a look at the totals for rainfall accumulation over the next couple of days. Again, most of the rainfall, at least as we're continuing throughout the rest of today and tomorrow, a little bit drier as we're going into the back half of this week. We're going to see moisture over the eastern and southeastern side of each island. Not as much rainfall for Oahu. The heaviest rainfall looks to be for Kauai, parts of Maui, and then potentially even even over parts of Hawaii Island where we have that flood advisory up right now. So from now until Wednesday at 11 p.m., you can see an inch of rainfall over in Hilo, over near Pukalani, 1.6 inches of rainfall, and Kahoolawe seeing anywhere between 0.2 of an inch of rainfall up to closer to an inch over on the northern side of Kauai. Our winds outside right now, very breezy, winds around 20 miles per hour out of the east over in Lihue. So breezy winds out there. The National Weather Service in their latest discussion did even mention the potential for a wind advisory as we're going into this afternoon. You can see the winds are going to continue to be out of the east, northeast, a little bit more southerly over in Hilo and southwesterly in Kailua Kona. Going into Tuesday afternoon, still between 15 to 20 miles per hour. So breezy out there, bringing a lot of moisture along the windward side of each island. Weaker winds as we're going into Wednesday and Thursday. Of course, with these breezy trades, a lot of the moistures and the swell is getting pushed up along the eastern side of each island. We've got high surf advisories up for all east-facing shores until 6 a.m. on Wednesday. Of course, that does not include Lanai, which is in the shadow of Maui. Our surf and shoreline forecast for your Tuesday morning. High surf advisory continues to be up for east-facing shores 8 to 12 feet, north-facing shores around 4 to 6 out there. And dropping, we do have a coastal flood statement that's up for higher than average high tides. This is coinciding with a lot of the active flooding that we're seeing out there through late tonight, really ending early tomorrow morning. Our first alert radar and satellite, I just want to show you where that Kona low is right now. Some of the surface analysis is saying that a low may have not even developed at the surface, so it's a little bit higher up in the atmosphere, but you can see the counterclockwise rotation, and it's pretty neat that we're still seeing this dipping further southward, bringing a lot of the moisture off to the southwest of us. Our 7-day forecast today and tomorrow continue to be first alert weather days, a little bit drier as we're going into Wednesday and Thursday. I'll have much more online and throughout the rest of our newscast, but for now, let's send it back to Ashley.
Thanks, Drew. Still to come, Hawaii takes its tourism message to the NFL stage. Casey Lund is in Los Angeles in 2 minutes.
Time for some good news now. Hawaii took its tourism message to one of the biggest stages in professional sports this weekend.
Casey Lund is in Los Angeles with how state officials are partnering with the LA Rams to help shape the future of our visitor industry.
Aloha from Los Angeles. What an amazing weekend we had here, featuring this new campaign from the Hawaii Tourism Authority and their partners, Outrigger Hospitality Group, as many others that came together to bring this to reality. Hawaii stays with you. Take a look. There was that activation booth, Hula Halau, right as fans from all over the world walked into SoFi Stadium for the Rams-Cardinals game on Sunday. This was a real opportunity to showcase everything that makes Hawaii special. You know, I was able to catch up with a lot of industry leaders about this, but before that, we caught up with Rams wide receiver Puka Nacua about how they started their season in 2025.
Okay, you started this season with your team on Maui. What's it like to have grown and come to this point in the season?
Yeah, you look back and think of some of those moments where you get a chance to do some of the football things with our team, but also have moments outside of football. So the opportunity for us to connect, you look back at those moments and the opportunities to get to know Konate Mupfield, to get to know Justin Dedich a little bit more, and to find some of those opportunities to connect with some of the guys you don't always have interactions with in a place that's not so familiar with us. So look back and you enjoy those moments, because those are the moments we're going to need in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, those opportunities really launched this bigger campaign, and they want to keep that momentum going. I talked with Senator Lynn DeCoit, who sits on the Tourism Committee in the Hawaii State Senate. She says opportunities like this are invaluable.
We love it. We're here. We said this day would come, and it'll be so great for Hawaii. We'll be on the map. Sports tourism, exactly where we wanted to be, and diversify where we wanted to go. The market in itself, it's a growing trend, not just here, around the world. It gives our future sports individuals hope. It also allows us to market via sports. What better way to do it? And we showcase Hawaii sun, sand, beach fun.
We want to make sure that the people of Hawaii know how hard your government is working for you to bring tourists to Hawaii, to let the market in Southern California know that they're important to us, because they always have been, and we want to continue that relationship.
We also caught up with Hawaii boy and Chief of War actor Brandon Finn, talking about just how special of an opportunity this was for Hawaii people to gather here in LA.
People from Hawaii who move away from Hawaii and they find people from Hawaii elsewhere gravitate to each other, just absolutely like magnets. And so to be able to do that here at SoFi Stadium, where all of these people here are either from Hawaii, have ties to Hawaii, that means everything, man, because there's an automatic connection with these people, outside from being Rams fans at SoFi Stadium, outside from being perhaps, I don't know, the occasional Cardinal fans here, but that's how we stick together. That's how we keep our community strong, is by sticking together with each other outside of Hawaii as well.
This partnership collaboration with the Rams is a long time in the making, and the Rams committing to the work that they did on Maui, serving community, working with Lahaina Luna, just the bringing together of community with athletes and sports of this level is really important for us. It provides a pipeline for us to be able to show our youth what is possible when they focus, when they work really, really hard.
Again, mahalo to the Hawaii Tourism Authority and all the people that came together to make this happen, as well as the Rams organization. It was an amazing weekend, and everyone we talked to say they want these opportunities to keep going, to really build that messaging that Hawaii welcomes you and Hawaii stays with you. Reporting in Los Angeles, I'm Casey Lund for Hawaii News Now.
A very important tourism market for us, LA.
Yeah, I really hope that they bring back another Maui mini camp like they did for the preseason this year. That was a lot of fun.
I've been saying this all along. We need to get Shohei Ohtani here.
Oh, absolutely.
We'll bring the Japanese, we'll bring LA.
Yeah, that's a great idea, actually.
Thanks for watching, everybody.